What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another anime news bit. I'm gonna get you guys fully caught up on the anime news of the day. We have Love Live apparently is doing a crossover with Reincarnated as a Slime. Okay. Yes, we have a new NFT anime coming out. Yay. Spider-Man's Dr. Octopus is being reincarnated as a Japanese schoolgirl. Answers as to why we haven't seen anything on How Do You Live, which is Hayao Miyazaki's next film. And Oshinoko, once again, is facing criticism. We're gonna go through all that and so much more, so stay tuned. For our first bit of news, let's get that Love Live thing out of the way, because that's a big, huge, massive question mark. Yes, for those who don't know, Love Live Sunshine is getting a spin-off here soon, which is Genjitsu no Yohane, which is a isekai anime about Yohane, which is one of the characters of Love Live. Well, the official website has announced that it's getting a chibi anime character short. But not only that, but this short will be a crossover with That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime. So, okay, that's pretty much the last show that I would see some sort of crossover happening, but it's not too shocking when you think about the fact that we have so many other isekais getting crossovers of some sort. I mean, Isekai Quartet is a prime example of that. It seems like these companies love just throwing characters in different worlds and just having fun with it, so it'll be definitely interesting. It doesn't look like we have to wait too long. It's going to be coming out or debuting on June 21st. So if you're a fan of Love Live or you're a fan of Isekai Slime, check that out. I think it's a really fantastic crossover, honestly, because I don't know how much the crossover of the fandom is, but that's a really good way of introducing one or the other. So pretty cool. We'll see how that turns out. I'll definitely be checking it out. So yeah. For our next bit of news, probably the biggest WTF of this entire video is, yes, Shueisha and Marvel Entertainment has announced that they will be launching a spin-off manga. This one is titled Spider-Man Octopus Girl. The story and art will be done by My Hero Academia's Vigilantes manga duo, which is Hideyuki Furuhashi and Betancourt. So I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. This will hit Shueisha's Shonen Jump Plus manga app on June 20th. So set your calendars. Because yes, it's a very interesting manga, that's for sure. The manga story begins when the iconic villain Dr. Octopus falls into a coma. When he awakens, he finds himself inhabiting the body of a Japanese middle schooler, Okotamaya. That's it. There you go. Big sales. I just have a feeling this thing's gonna sell like massive. I mean, you already have the Spider-Man franchise already boosting sales right there, but then you jump in with the fact that you have the artists and stuff with My Hero Academia's Vigilantes, which is pretty similar to the original. And now you have essentially a reincarnated as a schoolgirl. So all the people going WTF are gonna be buying it as well. This is going to be very, very interesting. I will probably, most likely, definitely be making a video on this whenever it hits. So, June 20th, set your calendars. It's going to be a wild, wild ride. I just don't even know what they're thinking. Why a middle school Japanese girl? We know why, but still, it's like, Marvel, they actually signed off on this thing? Like, Marvel, I guess? I don't know. But yeah, anyways, looking forward to it. Let's move on. Kadokawa has unveiled a new teaser trailer and visual for TV anime No Longer Allowed in Another World. This has revealed a 2024 debut for the series, and the synopsis is a second life in another world with cute girls by your side and a video gamey powers. Sounds like a dream, right? Not so much for a certain melancholy author who would quite literally rather drop dead. Honestly, all the fantastical adventures is just getting in the way of his poetic dream of finding a perfect place to die. But no matter how much he risks his hide, everything seems to keep turning out okay. Will this terminally depressed hero find a new lease in life in this cheerful, bleak isekai comedy? Sounds like Bungo Stray Dogs. It sounds like Bungo Stray Dogs isekai or something like that. That's extremely depressing. We'll see. I don't know. It seems like one of those very taboo subjects to throw into comedy that Japan isn't always afraid of, so we'll see if this one turns out. Honestly, the aspect of that in Bungo Stray Dogs wasn't funny for me, so maybe this one turns out better. I think that there is an element added there in this idea of an isekai that is not going, holy crap, I'm overpowered, yeah, let's go on adventures, but rather having somebody that goes, I don't want any of this, I'd rather just get out of here. We'll see how it turns out. Again, very questionable subject, but I'm always for Japan doing questionable subjects. Now let's jump into Japan. Let's just jump into Japan. Crypto Ninja's NFT project confirmed its plan for an anime premiering in October. Yes, an NFT project anime, because I know everybody out there is just looking forward to that moment they can watch an anime about NFTs. They describe Shinobanai Crypto Ninja's Sakuya as the world's first TV anime series for NFT characters. It's not really something to hang your hat on, but sure, go ahead. In the story, the crypto scrolls enshrined in the ninja city of Koka has been stolen, leading to a battle royale amongst ninjas. Sakuya, Nemu, and Joline were living their daily lives until they must unite their forces. Animated by Studio Fanworks, which is pretty much mostly known for Agretsuko. Honestly, this looks way less polished than Agretsuko, but what do you expect from an NFT anime? It's probably going to be thrown together with a low budget. It just looks like a lot of scrolling chibi characters, which is obviously probably the designs of the NFTs themselves. Whatever. Shrug. We'll see how it turns out. The trailer didn't sell me too much on it, but at the same time, we all know what this is going for. It's going to sell NFTs, and like many have pointed out before, Japan's always late to get into everything. And NFT is one of them. As literally everybody's talking about how NFTs falling apart, they're going, hey, we got NFTs, and they're going into the room, and everybody's kind of like, yeah, we're done with those already, but sure. I don't know. If you love NFTs, love Crypto Ninjas, check it out. Moving on from that, so I don't get too many crypto fans attacking me. They're super passionate. Kadokawa revealed a new promo for My Happy Marriage anime. In this PV, they revealed it will be hitting Netflix on July 5th. So that's definitely one that I will be checking out really quickly. So cannot wait for that. It's going to be launching like right at the start of the season. So it's going to be like their typical full dump. And it's going to be like, crap, I don't have time to check this out, but I do want to check it out. So really excited. Moving on, Anime Ego's Robert Woodhead has announced they will be launching a Kickstarter for the release of Super Dimensional Fortress Macross 2, the movie. While there's no information really for it yet, they said they will be giving more information at Otakon in late July. So I think it's around the 28th or something like that. So be on the lookout for that. It's kind of one of those aspects of it's expected, but at the same time, it is sort of a, why are we still doing Kickstarters for this stuff? But that's technically how they've kind of, Anime Ego itself has kind of formed itself around that concept of pre-orders through Kickstarter. And I have bought a lot of their stuff. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a bad model, but I will say that a lot of their releases are really, really good. You sort of see a passion behind all of the retro anime and stuff that they bring out and how much effort they put into it. So definitely based on what I have bought, definitely recommend them, but looking forward to that. It's good to see that finally it looks like something based on those announcements that were made about all the Macross stuff being sold in different places is finally seeming to happen. It just seems like crickets ever since they announced all those different companies were releasing all the Macrosses. Moving on, for fans of Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli, you're probably wondering, hey, why don't we have like trailers and stuff coming out for this How Do You Live film that's coming out like literally next month? Well, apparently there's a reason for that. In an interview that was posted on YouTube, Toshio Suzuki basically said, we're done with that model. Like, we're tired of the marketing cycle that we've done before. Now, granted, you could say they're able to say that because the Hayao Miyazaki name. Like, all you have to do is literally put on a business card Hayao Miyazaki and throw it out in a crowd, and bam, you sell massive numbers of tickets to your movie. So they have sort of the ability to do that. But it does get more into detail in the interview itself, and I might do a video later on really kind of deep diving each individual aspects of it. But the gist of it is that Toshio and Hayao, they were like, we're done with having to do trailers, release the trailer, and it goes to marketing, and then we do another press conference, or we do another key art. And specifically within that, besides them just being old and tired of dealing with that, old farts with cherry cigs, but it's also an aspect of them not really liking the idea of trailers themselves and how it spoils so much of the story. In their mind, they figured if you want to watch the film, you're going to go watch the film. You don't need a trailer to tell you to go watch the film. And again, I will argue that a lot of that has to do with the fact that you have such a brand name that you don't need to do that. And it makes perfect sense. If you have that brand name, why not bank on it? And yes, there's also a big argument to be made that I agree with personally, is that we get a little bit too much information about shows and stories and films before we even go watch them. And so it is kind of refreshing to think of something like this where people will be going into it completely blind. And hopefully it has a really good story to go with it. And hopefully it's not just absolutely horrific and everybody's like, no wonder they didn't make a trailer for it. But we'll see. But that, again, technically explains why we haven't seen anything on it. Moving on, Aniplex of America has announced that it will be screening the premiere of Rurouni Kenshin, the new anime, on July 3rd at Anime Expo. So if you're at Anime Expo, definitely be checking out that. It is interesting, there's a lot of shows that will be screened there, so it looks like people that go to the expo is going to be eating good. Moving on, the third compilation book for Cells at Work Illegal has revealed that the manga will be ending on its 4th volume. This is another one of those Cells at Works properties that I'm like, wait, there's one for this too? It just seems like there's so many spin-offs from Cells at Work, and it technically makes sense with different bodies, different, genes and everything like that. Obviously, different bodies will react differently to different things, and yes, having different states of those bodies. Really cool. Unfortunate to see that it's ending already, but maybe they've hit on everything they want to hit on, and they're moving on, so definitely check that out. For our next bit of news, a website was opened to announce the TV anime adaptation of a condition called Love manga. It is set to premiere in 2024, and the website also revealed a key art. This one, Hotoro, is a 16-year-old high school first year who has always been ambivalent about love, preferring instead to have a lively life with her family and friends. So when she sees her schoolmate, Hananoe-kun, sitting in the snow after a messy public breakup, she thinks nothing of offering to share an umbrella. But when he asks her out in the middle of her classroom the next day, she can't help but feel her life is about to change in a big way. We'll see how that turns out. It does seem like there's a big boom in romance anime currently, and I'm eating it all up, so definitely looking forward to that. Moving on to the unfortunate Oshinoko news. It just doesn't seem like Oshinoko stuff ever seems to end. The Broadcast Ethics and Program Improvement Organization, which normally posts things about viewer complaints about a specific show that's broadcasting on Japanese television, has posted a criticism about the fandom of Oshinoko. It's like this thing is all about this television show had this thing which is sort of ethically wrong. They're going, okay, well, let's post this comment about how the fandom is bad. Okay. In its May summary, the BPO published the following under Drama Anime section. Quote, in an anime, there was an episode in which a female character in a dating reality TV show receives harassment and contemplates ending her own life. Because the portrayal evokes a real-life incident, the relatives of the woman who did this expressed their discomfort online. And they have been receiving excessive harassment from the subset of the show's fans. Now here's where I'm following you already, yeah, that's sure, let's highlight that. It's stupid. But this is where it gets kind of dumb. They go on to say the production company and broadcaster created the impetus behind these attacks on individuals. Should there not be an announcement of some sort to address this? No. They have no control over those people. And nothing in that show said, hey people, attack her. Really? I mean, I kind of considered making a whole video on this subject, but I think I've talked this to death, but still it's like, what? What? What does the production committee have anything to do with this? The show itself is showing how terrible they are, and people are still terrible. It's just, unfortunately, why the statement exists, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. That's the unfortunate thing about all of it. But still, I think the bigger picture of this news bit is more in the aspect that this company decided to actually broadcast this claim, when it literally is nothing to do with the company itself, because nothing in the show said to do this, and everything to say don't do this. So it's obviously unable to stop it all. And this person to think that they have to say something is ridiculous. Because as the show even also says, saying something is just going to cause it to get worse. It's going to acknowledge it and make it worse. But yeah, we'll see. I might make a whole video on it, but moving on. Shueisha has listed a novel adaptation of Mission Yozakura family manga. It is set to ship on July 4th in Japan. So if you're a fan of the series, definitely be looking out for that. Dinky Edo is set to write the novel. It is titled Yozakura Family Observation Diary. And of course, for those who don't know, this is the series that is actually currently set to get an anime adaptation in 2024. So look forward to that as well. And that's it. That's all the news I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this news bit. If you did, make sure that like button down below and comment. Let me know what the most interesting news bit in this. Is it getting an NFT anime? Do you love NFTs? Let me know. Or is it the more Oshinoko drama? Additionally, if you're new to this channel, make sure that subscribe button so you got my content. I do news reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more and you like this content, I have a Patreon link, tips link, super thanks, and membership button down below. I greatly appreciate everybody that supports the channel. It means so much to me, and y'all take care.